If we're the boss of our brains, then why do we do the things we don't want to do and not do the things we do want to do? And if we're the boss, why is it hard to change? And can we fix this? Can we really trust what our brain shows us and tells us? I found the answer to these questions and more. I was also surprised to discover that everyone's brain has a deeper, darker secret and nobody knows about it. But before we get into that dark part of our mind, we're going to see that our subconscious mind is way better at special effects than anything Hollywood could come up with. Alright, tell me what you think about this. Let's see if you think you're the boss of your brain after these next demonstrations reveal some issues between you and your brain that you might not realize you've been having. In the first one, your brain is going to change what you're hearing as you are hearing it. This is because what you're seeing and hearing is going to go against your deep programming. Deep programming is just the software that your subconscious mind runs on. I'm going to demonstrate the McGurk effect for you. Perhaps you've seen it before, but not in the way we're going to look at it today. Okay, let's see if you can guess what the audio is playing in these next couple segments. Here we go. Ba, ba, ba. Ba, ba, ba. Okay, if you guessed you were hearing the ba sound, you'd be correct. Alright, let's do the next one. Ba, ba, ba. Ba, ba, ba. Alright, if you guessed the fa sound, you'd be incorrect. If you don't believe me, let's do it again with your eyes closed. Okay, one more time. Ba, ba, ba. Ba, ba. Ba, 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 ba. Okay, that time if you guessed it was a mix between ba and fa, you'd be wrong again. The only thing playing through the audio track the entire time, this whole segment, all three sections, was ba. If you watch the whole segment again with your eyes closed, you found out why I said our brain is better at special effects than anything Hollywood can do. Think about that. Your brain recreated in my voice the fa sound, even though your brain was hearing ba, and inserted it into your video feed as you're watching it. That's pretty cool. If you tried telling your brain to quit lying to you and show you reality, you found out how useless it is to try and directly tell your brain to go against your deep programming. Trying to go against deep programming is what makes change so hard. This editing or fixing our deep programming does for us is what I call a true lie. Meaning, if somebody asked you what I said in that last segment, you could honestly say, you heard me say ba and fa, even though that's not reality. That's a true lie. When your brain twists reality to match what your deep programming is. Okay, so our brain will change what we hear into a true lie so it matches our deep programming. But what about what we see? Because our vision is much more complicated than our hearing, right? Well, let's see. And how we're going to see is with these two masks I bought. A white one on the outside and I put a black one on the inside. I'll show you why I did that in a sec. Your deep programming knows that every face on the planet curves out, not in, as far as it's concerned. And to see one that curves in, it goes against your deep programming, and you're going to get to see your brain lie to you in real time. It's going to fix this face, the other side of this mask, that pops in. It's going to change it for you and it pops out. So what you're going to see, and I'm telling you all this so you'll know in advance everything that's going on, and you still won't be able to tell your mind to fix it directly. So as I rotate it enough, as soon as your as soon as your deep programming detects there's a face, it's going to change to where it pops out, and it's going to look like a face is folding out, going in the opposite direction. So if I turn it just to here, where you can see the strap, where the strap is on the other side that I cut, it's like fine, I'm cool with that. But as soon as I turn it enough to where it starts to detect a face, right about there, does that look to you like it pops in or pops out? Now, strangely enough, people with schizophrenia, I understand, are the only ones that can detect that's fully a face that pops in. So I guess people with schizophrenia in this case are the only ones that can actually see reality. Because what you are seeing right now is not reality. This is your mind lying to you. There's a full-on, the lights are catching it rather nicely. It looks like a normal face, right? That pops out. And I can still put my face all the way inside it. Even if I turn to the side here, the white part of the mask is starting to show, and it's still not enough to trick your mind back into it. So doesn't that look like the nose is popping out? And yet I could put my hand right in here, and it's still not enough to convince your mind to stop lying to you. So now we turn the motor on and watch you let you see it happen slowly. It's just a piece of sprinkler and one of those little turntables you see in jewelry cases. So I'll turn that on. And it's kind of, if I can hold it steady, when you see it slide out right about here, it slides out and starts going the other direction. What you think? They're a normal mask, and then it folds back in somehow. This is your mind being controlled by your deep programming, or rewriting reality right in front of your face. Here's what it looks like with just the white mask, without the black mask lining the inside. The light catches a little different. It might be easy for some people to see. There's where it slides out, like magic. Full on nose, shadow and everything, and then gets swallowed back up by the true mask. Alright then. So, let's do a quick recap of the true lies your deep program has told you to create your own little personal reality. First, you think you heard me say fa, when the entire demonstration the only sound you heard was ba. Second, your deep programming showed you a mask that pops out on both sides, which is impossible, but that didn't stop your brain, did it? That was also a true lie. These are only the tip of the iceberg of the true lies that your deep programming tells you all the time. You have to remember two things. One, that it has this power over all of your senses and your memories, and it was learned. Anything that can be learned can be unlearned. Telling your brain to stop lying about me saying fa when really the sound reaching your ear is ba, or the back of the mask that pops out, is just as useless as most self-help, because most of the time you're trying to make changes to your deep programming from the outside in. Our deep programming is like the tracks a train runs on, and the engineer running the train in the cab is like our conscious mind. The engineer in the cab can want to turn left or right, but our brain is going to follow the tracks that our deep programming has laid out in front of us. And to turn a train, you have to lay new tracks. To turn a brain, you have to lay new neurons. Creating new neurons takes a lot of time and effort, a whole lot of work. That's why change is hard. But that's another video I'm working on. But let's get back to this rabbit hole, because it goes much deeper. That's what I love about researching things like this. You never know what kind of treasures you're going to find. Before we get into one of the dark secrets of our deep programming, if you're getting value from this video, please subscribe. It makes a huge difference. And more importantly, please leave a comment about what you liked or what I can improve on. Thank you for your time. When researching all this, I came across something even more strange and hard to believe about our deep programming and who's the boss. What I found was that on top of not being able to directly tell our brain what to do, a study in neuroscience found that our subconscious mind is way sneakier than we thought. They discovered our actions are initiated by unconscious mental processes long before we become aware of our intention to act. In other words, our deep programming decides what we're going to do or not do a little bit before we actually act. Then, like a skilled spouse, it tells us in such a way where we think it was our idea. According to this research, our conscious decision-making process is just an illusion, but that's by design, and we can work with that. So it looks like we're not the boss of our brains. However, this is only true if you are like most people and have not been participating in your deep programming. Whether we participate or not, we're getting programmed. We've been getting programmed since before we were born. We touched on that topic in a previous video that looked at one of the keys to change that most people ignore. I'll put a link to that video in the description below. The question we started with was, if we're the boss of our brains, then why do we do the things we don't want to do and not do the things we do want to do? In other words, why is it hard to change? It's the same answer as to why we couldn't tell our brain to stop hearing the word fa when the truth was ba, or about the back of the mask. All of these are examples of trying to make changes from the outside in, which is almost impossible. In the same way the railroad tracks rule the train, our deep programming rules our brain. The second question was, can we trust what our brain shows us and tells us? Clearly we cannot, because our deep programming shapes all of our senses to create our own personal reality. And the main question in this video, who's the boss, you or your brain? Any usable system can be hacked, including the deep programming our subconscious runs on. Our deep programming is hack resistant, not hack proof. But if we put in the time and the effort, it can be done. And the more understanding we gain of how this deep programming works, the more we become the boss of our brain. The main purpose of this video was to show you the incredible power of your deep programming. That way you know it's worth the time and the effort to learn how to participate in your deep programming and to learn how to hack it, like in this next video. Please remember to like and subscribe, and thank you for your time.